these Crawford Talk stations. I got to tell you, we are very supportive of our U.S. military, and one of our great friends that certainly helps us do just that. Her name is Cindy Brown. She represents AnySoldier.com. She pops by for the occasional visit to tell us what's going on and ways that we can be supportive of those fighting men and women that keep us safe here and abroad. And we welcome her back in to the Michael Hart Show. Hey, Cindy, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
We're good. You?
Oh, doing fine, doing fine.
So what's going on, Cindy?
Oh, I am making packages and packing them up for Robert to mail them to the troops. And we packing up all kind of things, socks and different flavored packets and gum and hygiene items. Of course, we be careful not to put food items and hygiene items in the same box, because by the time they get to our troops, things like your little cookie package of cookies won't taste so good if you put soups, soap and stuff like that in the same box. So you have to be careful what you put together. But and then writing them letters, printing pictures from our place in the country, Roberts Cove, and give them something to look at besides something sandy and brown. And
right.
They love the color, seeing the color green again. All these little things we sometimes take for granted. Our troops, they just enjoy, seeing pictures of where you're from, and if you're whatever your place is famous for, like ours is famous for fishing and that kind of stuff. For your sportsman paradise here in South Louisiana, so they just enjoy anything. And you know what, Michael? I was thinking, school is in so many places over the country, that if there are any moms with young children, that they can tell their teachers and get the schools involved. Our troops love hearing from the little children and, young Americans. They really do. That brings them a lot of comfort when they hear from our younger generations, as well as veterans too. They love hearing from anybody, just home, just hearing somebody somewhere stopped what they were doing and took just a little bit of time to thank them for all their sacrifices.
Cindy, as you're well aware, the audience to this program continues to grow, and we're so appreciative and so proud and so happy for that. For those that might not be up to speed on AnySoldier.com, obviously it is a website that allows us to communicate and send gifts and communications to our men and women, both here and abroad. But tell the folks that might not be aware of AnySoldier.com exactly what the website's all about and what they can hope to do there.
Okay. Robert and I have been using these websites since 2005 to support our troops. It was created and it's operated by the Horn family. They're a military family. And what you do, you go on AnySoldier.com, the website, which leads you to every branch of our military, the Marines, sailors, airmen, soldiers, and even there's a few Coast Guardsmen every once in a while. And when you get on the website, you click on, in the menu bar, it says where to send. When you click on where to send, on the left-hand side, you'll see all the names of the contacts. And that contact person has volunteered to accept whatever you mail, a letter, a thank you card, a postcard from your state, a care package, anything that you send to him as the contact person. He makes sure, first of all, that the ones that aren't getting very much mail, if any mail at all, they get first choice of the letters, care packages, whatever. And then the rest is distributed amongst all the people that he is representing. And under each contact person's name, it'll say how many males and females they're representing, and they'll say when they expected to leave, to be redeployed to the state. So you're careful not to send your package and then it gets lost or not, delivered. They let you know all that information, and which is so neat that each contact person will say a little bit about the group he's representing. And usually he'll mention whether he has a microwave or whether they can play movies or, on their downtime, or what exactly they're missing, if they're short of socks or if they're short of maybe snacks, like cookies or I hear I read a lot. They like those romaine noodles.
Right.
Evidently, that's easy to, and quick to fix. They'll let you know most all the information, so that way you don't waste your money sending them microwave items if they can't, if they don't have one. Or a lot of them, I tell you, the thing that's most asked for is letters. And they pass around those letters. They read them more than once. I can promise you that. And it's just to know that they're not forgotten. They've been at war fighting the terrorists for so long. And here in the United States, we're so far removed from that I guess it's human nature. We kind of forget, that these kids are still sacrificing and dying for us. And this is a way that you can send directly to our troops. There's no middle person. You pick whoever you want, whatever branch you want, and you send it directly to the contact person. And on the home page, you'll say, that these volunteers are they just volunteer their time to accept all your gifts, and they make sure, especially the ones that aren't receiving, any mail at all, or maybe very few things, from home, that they get your gift first.
Right. Now, Cindy, you and Robert have been doing this for right around 9 years or so. Do you have any interaction with these men and women when they return to the States?
Yeah, most definitely. I think I sent you a picture. I know that y'all are on a New York station now. There was one that came to visit us from Fort Drum. His name was Jesse. And that was a thrill. We get visits every once in a while. We'll get a visit from one that returns, to the United States, and or either we'll get thank you notes or little cards, just saying thank you for whatever we send. And that's another thing. Every time we send a letter or a box, I always include our email address or a self-addressed envelope, because for us to pick up a pen, paper, and envelope, it's nothing.
Right.
It's so different out there, in these foreign countries where they're protecting us. So anything to make it easier on them.
Can you give us an idea, perhaps, of some of the more unusual things these troops request, things that we might take for granted here at home?
Oh, Michael, anything. It's so hot right now.
It really is just about the communication, isn't it?
It is. It's just to be connected to home and know that what they're doing is appreciated by all of us Americans that are living in the greatest country on earth. I wouldn't want to go anywhere but here. And it's just for them to know that their sacrifices are appreciated and that they're not forgotten. Like I said, they've been at war for so long, and we cannot slack up on our support. We just can't, because they're still fighting for us. And, sorry to say, they're still dying for us. So, we have to let them know. And something so simple as a letter or a postcard from your state or a package of gum, anything at all. And I use these free flat rate priority boxes that you get from your local post office. And the bigger boxes, the postage is $15.85. But they also have these free large sturdy envelopes that you can stuff a couple of pair of socks or packages of gum or these packages of peanuts, or either a whole bunch of little drawings from school children. And that the postage is $5.85.
Well,
and the boxes and the envelopes are free. You pay the postage.
Right.
The post office will give them to you for free.
Well, Cindy, I understand that you do, in fact, communicate with these guys from time to time. Once they've returned home. The average, and I realize you can't speak for all of them, but in your discussions with our deployed military, do they know that the majority of Americans back home support them?
Yeah, I feel that they do. I really feel like they do. But the main thing is something, I don't know the word, something they can hold. We all say we support our troops and we fly our American flag, and on Fridays, on Facebook, you'll see all these wear red on Friday. Facebooks to promote people to wear a red shirt or something to show their support. But Michael, there's nothing like mail. There's just nothing that takes the place of getting something. That when mail call comes and they get their name called, and they see a little letter from a little Cajun lady in Louisiana, showing pictures of what we do every day, or children, school children, anybody. Nothing, to me, my opinion, nothing takes the place of mail.
Now, the website is anysoldier.com, but as I understand that you can reach any branch of military through that main portal, correct?
That's correct. When you type in anysoldier.com and you go to the website, you'll see an icon for every branch of our military. It started out Any Soldier because the Horn family, their son Brian was in the Army. And that's how they started out with that branch, because that's who, he was serving in the Army. And a lot of his battle buddies weren't getting any support from home, so he'd ask his parents to add a couple of toothbrushes or an extra pair of socks like that to give to his battle buddies. So then they said, well, wait, we need to do something so all the American people can get involved. And it grew so big, it was such a big success, they added all the branches of our military.
Well, it's a great website, and I'm so delighted to have the opportunity to present it to all the new listeners. And Cindy, I appreciate your time. I appreciate what you and Robert do. I appreciate you keep me posted. I appreciate the pictures you send me.
Oh, even if it's bad news, like our tree fell. Oh my, that was scary.
Oh, I know it was. Well, Cindy, I tell you what, we'll talk to you real soon. I don't know if we're going to have an opportunity to speak again unless something comes up before my Auburn Tigers play the Tigers of LSU. But
but that's okay. When it comes to supporting the troop, we're all on the same team.
Right. I was going to give you a little grief, but I'm going to have to let it go now, Cindy. Cindy,
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you letting me come on, Michael. From
Absolutely.
the bottom of my Cajun heart. Merci beaucoup.
Absolutely, Cindy. We'll talk to you very soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.